상제 최다 초제 초남라 장주 바도 다니 접수치 다기 진수 집에 초남지 로라 펜지르 상제 루버라쇼 상제 최다 초제 초남라 장주 바도 다니 접수치 다기 진수 집에 초남지 로라 펜지르 상제 루버라쇼 상제 최다 초제 초남라 장주 바도 다니 접수치 다기 진수 집에 초남지 로라 펜저라 상제 루바라쇼 심제 탐제 대와다 대외 주다 데모라 주지 심제 탐제 동el다 동에지 주다 대와라 주지 심제 탐제 동에 매베 대와 메제와라 주지 심제 탐제 니리 차다 니다 대외 다뇽라 내버라 주지 심제 탐제 대와다 대외 주다 데모라 주지 심제 탐제 동el다 동에지 주다 대와라 주지 심제 탐제 동에 매베 대와다 메제와라 주지 심제 탐제 니리 차다 니다 대외 다뇽라 내버라 주지 심제 탐제 대와다 대외 주다 데모라 주지 심제 탐제 동el다 동에지 주다 대와라 주지 심제 탐제 동에 매베 대와다 메제와라 주지 심제 탐제 니리 차다 니다 대외 다뇽라 내버라 주지 Hello, all my friends from East, West, particularly from London. um, So today again we are here together on online, and you or we do not see or do not know exactly the manifestation of Buddhas or Bodhisattvas, where they are, who they are, how they look, so on and so forth. We all have lots of doubt. So, however, this the digital world at this time, we all can meet together and talk. So someone was saying that manifestation of the Buddhas. Anyway, this is a wonderful creation that we can reach far and wide to communicate and share your knowledge, our knowledge, each other, which is a wonderful creation. And there are So therefore we should use this manifesto in an appropriate way. Of course, as a human being, we have so many things to share. Likewise, food and beauty and product and your own look and so on and so forth. And the people are so delighted to show off their look. Anyhow, these all people who are sharing, who are receiving, who are watching, all is about desire. So conclusion is we are dominated by the desire. So it's one word is a desire. So we are controlled by desire. So we want this, we want that. That's what we're doing. So whether we should follow the desire at all the time or not, it's entirely up to us, up to individuals. From the Buddhist point of view, we have followed manipulate by the desire until today, from the beginning of our life. Not this life I'm talking about, also from the previous lives. So beginning of our life time, we are followed or manipulated by the desire. So we followed. And result is here we still so much into desire. So that if we want to fulfill the desire, then as you know, the desire itself, it is so huge. It can fit entire universal planet. Entire universe can be fit in our desire, but still there will be a space. Entire solar system can be fit in our desire, yet there will be a space for another, many more space for many more solar system to fit in. So that's how big our desire is. So can we fulfill our desire in this lifetime? No. No one have fulfilled their desire fully in this lifetime in terms of general lifestyle. However, in terms of our spiritual level, then there are ways to fulfill our hopes and wishes. We wouldn't call desire. So the desire in general is we count more like a negative side, greedy, desire. However, wish to be enlightened, wish to help entire sentient beings, those are positive. And so in order to be able to help all the sentient beings, how one can be achieve that state is only way to achieve the enlightenment. So therefore, you are able to help sentient beings that you can think, you can see, you can hear, you can reach. However, that in a Buddhist community, as well as in other religious communities, that I hear or I see that people who firstly believed in God, goddess, or protectors, and religion itself. However, because of the tragedies that they experience in their life, they kind of lost their belief. And then since they had this accident, then they kind of lost all the belief or trust in the religion or in the god or goddess or the protectors. I met few people who are in that state or situation. And generally, I can understand what they're going through and why they lost their trust. However, when we are in difficult situations, and when we need support, when we want help, when we are in the a difficult situation, then we kind of automatically call upon the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, or protectors, or if you believe in a god and goddess and different whatever religion you believe and god, goddess you believe, you call. However, you wouldn't have a result, speedy result, immediate result. So you don't see. Although in the movies, the people, especially Indian movies, they make lots of, things that when you pray for the god or goddess, then they immediately kind of react and have a result. That's a movie. But in a reality, it's very hard for us to see the result, immediate result. So therefore, people lost the faith in the god, goddess, or protectors, whatever you believe in, whatever normally you trust. So they, whatever images of Buddha, Bodhisattvas, or god, goddess, what objects you have, and they kind of get rid of it. So thinking that is the best way to do, and don't trust in anything. And some people maybe after moving that step to the little lower stage or the higher stage, whatever you call it, it's up to you. But then maybe saying, oh, I still believe in spirituality, or something like that. And some totally lost. And then they hear any religion, words, or god or goddess, or protectors, dharma, they, kind of lost faith. They don't want to hear anything about. Even some people have learned dharma, and they, for maybe many years, they also could be lost the faith. So today I would like to, talk a little bit about this, on this. Excuse me. I see people that have studied Dharma for many years, and then when you ask questions in a books, whatever you ask, maybe they are able to answer in this book, in this chapter, this topic, and so on and so forth, very clearly. That's type of person, even that's type of person who have learned so much in Tibetan language or in English language, whatever. However, because, one, when not putting the Dharma in a place, in your heart, properly, not relating to your heart, not applying it in your heart, then, of course, it is like a story. It's nothing to do with yourself. It's almost like reading a history book or biography or autobiography. So you just read, and once you read, you leave it there. Oh, nice story. But here, when we learn the Dharma, what we need to do, we need to take every word into our heart. Of course, it is not easy. I'm not saying I'm doing all of it, and I'm perfect. No way. No way, all right? However, we need to try all the teachings that we learn, put in our heart, and try our best. So then it will brings the fruit, result, and then joy, happiness. If you don't put that into your heart and the side of a heart somewhere, or even in a book. For me at the moment, I don't have like what we call picture memory. So I do remember things, but I don't remember very well. So if I need to talk something, I need to look into it, especially if I wanted to talk thoroughly or more specifically. However, people who, even know so much, like a picture memory, have everything in the heart. I mean, they can tell by heart, but not plant into the heart. Just put on the heart, over the heart, outside the heart. It's a mirror-like. So just have a reflection. It's not the right way to do. What I'm trying to say is that we have to apply. So, for example, we are saying, should not to be lying, should not to be kill insect, should be kind to other people, and should think for other people, and so on and so forth. Then when we try, it makes different. And it gives the joy when you practice the loving compassion. The joy is different. When you truly practice in the loving compassion, the result of it, the joy and peace is absolutely different. When you only talk and not truly you practice yourself, that's just like a lecture. It's only the mouth service. It doesn't work. It doesn't give you the joy, true happiness. Only you talk. For what? For salary, for income, or for fame, or for name, and so on and so forth. So that you may talk very well, so you gain fame in this samsara. But after all, when if you are able to open your heart, there is nothing in your heart is growing. So therefore, the happiness or joy is not growing in your heart. What happening outside you, your fame, and your salary or income, and all growing, then what? They labeled us as a Dhamma practitioner. But in reality, in our heart, we are not Dhamma practitioner. So therefore, what happens when you have some accident, when you have problems, then there will not be a positive reaction, positive thoughts, and a thought that be able to cope with all these situations, understanding why this is happening, and so on and so forth. So you have lost your faith. What you talk, that is talk, but it's not, you think it is not reality, not fruitful, not true, and you don't have belief in what you are talking, speech, and so on and so forth. So therefore, not necessary, as a practitioner, not necessarily that we need to know everything or even half of it. But whatever we know, even a little as like harming others is negative karma. It will bring a negative karma, and that you have to experience sooner or later. So you believe in that, and then you practice. Then when you immediately what happens when you don't harm others, and you don't have a thought of harming others, intentional to harm others, what happens? Your heart is already kind of beating will become a normal. You have more time to think positive. You have more time to do other stuff that maybe have a fruitful, wonderful result. So if you have likewise you have have revenge thoughts, revenging someone, and also harming somebody, and challenge somebody, all these negative thoughts, if it is full of those negative thoughts in your heart, well, how on earth you get peace, harmony? Nowhere. You'll be too busy to, deal with all this. Almost like you having, world war, and protecting or fighting where to shoot, and so on and so forth. So you'll be too busy, and there's nowhere to find a peace of mind. So going back to this, that when we having troubles, problems, and when we ask deities, protectors, and God or goddess, whoever, whatever you believe in, when you call, you or we think we need speedy result, appearance. So, to protect us, we wish and we want it, but not necessarily it happens right away. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible. However, depends on who we are, what our karma, nature of our karma, or the karma that we have created in this life or previous life, the problems that we are experiencing is not necessarily a result of yesterday or day before or few weeks ago or a few months ago or years ago or this life. It could be previous lives. So it's not easy to change the cause. The karma that you already created, the result will have it. So it's not easy to just turn as like driving a car, the wheel, steering wheel. You just turn that or this. It's not like that. It's not easy. However, as having that experiencing the previous karma, maybe day or month or year or previous life, that is a good thing. Then, of course, it means that we have power to not to change the previous lifetimes, all the activities and actions, the result immediately. However, it tells us that we have power to change future how we want it. Whether we want it a good human being and a person who possesses loving compassion and so on and so forth, good human being. So that is in our hand. So now what we do, although we can't change the past, we have opportunity to change the future. So now this opportunity, do we want to use, or do we want to just keep the pattern in the until now, so many lifetimes that we have been through darkness and they're powered by the desire or let's say three poisoners. Then do we still want to take that pattern and have so much suffering, that actions or that one incident that we experience today, that if we don't want it, then one incident, then do we want whole future life have patterns of incident, like having so much problems, sufferings? If you can't take one, do you want to take many? If you don't want to take many in the future, in your life, in this life or future lives, then we have to change now. We mustn't waste our opportunity. So this is the time to grab the opportunity and to work on it and do whatever we can to change the future in a positive way. So then we have better life in the future. So that the result we're getting, experiencing today, for example, something, someone's father died because of car accident, because of flight accident, or flight crash, and so on and so forth, whatever. Although you believing in the deity and protectors or whatever, and in the religion that you are following, however, this accident happened. So because you think that protectors did not protect, so you wanted to give up. You or have your own reasons, but all the time everybody has reasons to say, when anybody does something, if you ask, they have reasons. But reasons not necessarily right reasons, good reasons, positive reasons. So therefore we do need a open heart to hear positive, negative, all the situation, to understand entire situation. Sometimes, as we all the human beings, only we can hear what we want. We don't hear what we don't want to hear. Even people saying we don't want to hear. That's sort of a nature we have. That is a downside in our humans. So we don't need to, keep doing this. We need a open mind to hear. In a Tibetan, we have a saying that educations, even beggars, even they have it. We have to receive the education, knowledge. So that's really wonderful way of saying. So knowledge could be held by anybody. So if we close our heart and not receiving anything and believing what we believe, then it could be lead us in a bad way. So therefore, whether you want it, trust, whether this believing or that knowledge or what other people says, whether it is true or not, you have to search and look through. So once you think it is true, then you trust and believe and follow. Even Buddha's teachings, Buddha himself, he said that do not follow because the words were said by Buddha. As individual, yourself, you have to use your own mind, your own cleverness, let's say, to see that whether this is true or not. Once you have searched and once you analyzed this is right or wrong, then if you find the Dharma, what he said, the word is true and it meets the meaning, then you can follow, you can listen, you can, apply. If you do not see this is right, then you just leave it. You don't need to follow the words. So this is very unique in a Buddhist world, that you can search everything what Buddha have said, and you can ask anything that you have doubt. Not necessarily the where you're asking have all the answers, but the people you ask, if they don't have the answer right away, they will find out and they will give you the answer. So anyway, that as I was saying, that this is unique, that you can ask questions and discuss, debate about what you are talking and saying, so on and so forth. So now going back to this cause and effect, that you're not receiving immediate results, you not necessarily that there isn't, your logic is not necessarily applicable, good logic, right logic. Why? Because that this incident that you're asking protectors to protect, and they didn't protect you, and you think it's wrong. However, we are not thinking that how much that we are saying, oh, I have prayed and called the protectors or the Buddha or the three gems or God or goddess, whatever you're believing, and for all the time I'm church goer, and I'm temple goer, and so on and so forth, but these bad things happening to me, and so on and so forth. But going to the church how many times each Sunday, or maybe extra one day, going to the temple maybe once a week, or maybe a few days, but not every day, all the time. And also the positive thinkings, not at all the time. And we forget what we are supposed to do. We do, ordinary matters, things. And all the, the the negative thoughts, appearing in our heart at all the time. Oh, that person have this person have that, and so on and so forth. All kind of desire, attachment, anger, and so on and so forth, all fill up the heart, and there is no positive thinkings or thinking of God or Buddha or protectors. And however, what we are demanding is, why you are not looking after me? I was thinking of you at this all the time. That's how we claim. However, this might be, in our life, how many, if we split, how much time we have, how much time we are thinking of the Buddha or the God or whatever you believe in. However, from the Buddhist point of view, we had so many lives in the past. All this time, were we thinking of the Buddha and protectors and so on and so forth, and practicing Dharma? No. What we have been doing? We were empowered by three poisoners: anger, attachment, ignorant. So these three is ruling our life at all the time. So the result is all the time negativities. So that is happening. We can't claim, oh, this is happening, just because yesterday something I did, so now the better result is here. It's not. It's from the far back. The result is what we are experiencing. So if we are hoping that incident disappearing, the problem is not that easy. Why? Because this is so heavy. Although we cannot see it, it is so much more than what we think. We think it's just a simple matter, but it isn't. It is caused by so many lifetime, and the result is happening. So just asking and offering something and donating something will not immediately solve the result. So, however, I'm not saying it will not happen at all, but depends on what sort of karma you are experiencing. Some are, maybe this is the time to end. So maybe some karma, maybe less weight, and possibly its cause and conditions might be able to change. Some karmas, it will not change by cause and condition immediately. There are some karmas cannot be turned into different route, because it kind of definite, and therefore it got to be experienced. So now, because of that reasons, so what we are trying to do is we try to do the right thing, and the future at all the time we have a positive karma. So that's what we are trying to do. So we have power to change our future, but we don't have power to change the past. So likewise, in the daily life, we can't change the last minute what we were doing, what I was said, or what I was acting. But I can change. I can control what I want to do next time. And I can stop, whenever it's good time to stop. So I have power. Likewise, we have power to change our future. So therefore, we need to learn, whatever learned, we need to apply in our heart properly. So once we apply, then we have proper result, beautiful result. Then you will know, oh, this is happening. Then that when the people says, oh, because of that, because of this, so many fault reasons, saying there is no dharma, there is no karma, and so on and so forth. All you can see very clearly in your heart. This is, rubbish talk. I know there is a karma, and I know it is happening. I know that, practicing loving compassion, grows the happiness and joy and reduces the suffering. So in that way, we will have a result. Anyway, I will stop here. Today, as the first Monday in the Tibetan New Year, I wish you all have a wonderful year, days, months, and year. And I hope that we as work together and in a positive way and help each other, support each other, and have a collective positive karma, so that we'll step one step further to have a happy life. And if we change one day in a positive, then one day we are happier. And then day counts. When we count the day, then we have weeks and months and year. And then 1 year, 2 year, then remaining our life, we gain happiness. So we have to work in that way. The happiness will not have kind of overnight, without any cause, without any effort. It will not happen. Then you may think, oh, the jackpot is happening, when so joyful, but it is not true happiness. People who have the wealth, the unbelievable wealth, they still have so much suffering. So much suffering. Believe me. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. 강레라웨 고르웨 신감수 팬다 대와 말리 중요한 제레스와 딘진자조의 샤베 시대 바도 대주로지 파마 심제 탐제 대당 대주로지 인로 탐제 다도 동화다 장주 삼바 가나 수쇼바 대다 군제 말라 도주로지 니모델레 첸델레 니메고야 델레쇼 니제 다도 델레 군조 숨제 다시 쇼